Let's roll. I ain't the driver, the one in the back. Feeling like Crosby on turn to the max. You with, he ain't talking about nothing. Ain't ballin', babe, he can't afford a bag. Leave his little broke ass right in the past. I come with more than half. I need my sack, rush it. You and me racks, rush it. Dress all black, rush it. So many hits, thought I had concussion. I need my sack, rush it. You and me racks, rush it. Dress all black, rush it. So many hits, thought I had concussion. Buckets. Let's roll.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Rush. It is your boy, Maxx Crosby, in the building. I got my brothers with me, Brogan Roback, Darian Terrell, and we're back at it.
Yeah.
Everybody tuned in last week. We highly appreciate you guys. You guys showed up and showed out. It means the world to us. You know, we're back at it. For me personally, back at it. Shout out Gunna.
Yep.
Week 3 of rehab started today. Been getting to it. Feeling great, as you can see. Knee brace is off. You see that baby moving around a little bit.
Look at the flexion, huh?
Bendy.
We're getting there. It's getting some good movement, which is great. So that's a blessing. Can't put any weight on it yet, but we're moving and grooving a little bit better. So yeah, we're going the right direction. Back in the weight room, back at the cardio. We're improvising, definitely different. Me and Rick Slate, you know, we're doing what we do, you know, getting to it. And, you know, he's the GOAT. So he's, you know, when it comes to creativity, especially dealing with, I mean, my 3rd big rehab in a row, 3 off seasons in a row. You know, it can be more, it's more and more challenging every single time. I can't lie to you. But really mentally, it's just about, you know, understanding where you're at and just taking one big step forward every single day. Not worried about, you know, the long, you know, if you look all the way down the road and look too far ahead, it's going to look like a massive, impossible feat to get done. But if you just, you know, dominate one day at a time, keep that Mamba mentality, you're going to get exactly what you want to do. And I wanted to give a big shout out to the Mamba himself and Gigi, rest in peace, and everybody that was involved as well. Today, 6 years ago, you know, tragically, they lost their lives. And for me, I know this day hits hard every single time. I feel like today, for some reason, it hit a little bit harder. I've been sitting there looking at 100 Kobe videos in a row, and everybody knows how much that guy has inspired me. As one person I wish was still here, that I could meet and cross paths with. You know, Tim, you guys know Tim, obviously, been around him a lot. But Tim Grover worked with Kobe for, I think, 15 years it was. And there's no person I ask more about than Kobe, because I know everyone talks about they want to be Mamba mentality and want to live that life. Like, that has been one of my inspirations. Like, no, I want to be my own version of that. You know what I mean? And in the NFL. And I truly feel like I'm doing that. And there's so much more work to be done and so much more to accomplish as a leader, as a player, as a teammate. And as a winner ultimately. And that's, you know, that's the guy that I look up to the most. You know, MJ obviously is right there as well. You know, he's in a whole different lane, but Kobe for me just makes there's so many things that I look up to him and inspire to be like on a daily basis. And like I said, he's inspired me so much, but you know, losing them, I'll never forget that day. I remember being in Alameda. I was sitting on the floor of my apartment when I got the news. And my buddy Brody, you guys know Brody, obviously from Eastern, he was the first person to put it in the group chat and was like, Kobe just passed. And I was like, I was in shock. I didn't believe him. And I still remember it so vividly because, I mean, that guy was, I mean, and you know, everyone has their own opinions and things. Like, I think MJ is the GOAT, but Kobe is my GOAT, and for so many other reasons. And doing what he did is something that I aspire to be like. You know, my own version. Like I said, you know, there will never be another Kobe Bryant, but you know, there's one me, and I want to be somebody that is looked up to like that one day. And you know, he inspired me in so many ways. So rest in peace to him, his beautiful daughter, and I know his family that had to go through that. So I didn't want to waste any time on that. I want to get right to it because I know it's something that can't be missed, especially on a day like this, because Kobe is one of one, man. So shout out to the Mamba. You're missed every day, and I know everybody around him loved him like no other. So don't want to be on a sad note and do that, but I had to. You know, he deserves it, and his name needs to live on forever. So besides that, I've had an incredible day so far. But the work was great. We fucking got to it, like I said, and we put the work in, and now I'm with you guys, and we're fucking doing what we do best, and that's
Back
talking
to throwing
ball.
some weight around. You said you're outside.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You're ready.
Exactly.
And I even joked. You look tan. Meanwhile, Darian and I are,
getting in the sun a little bit.
14 feet of snow right now.
2 feet of snow today.
Crazy. But nonetheless,
insanity.
We're glad to be here. We just need to get a little more sun. I'm hoping it's still around next week. Hold it down. It's not warm there, is it?
I mean, it's a little chilly, but there's still sunlight, which is ultimately what matters. So it's better than where you're at. I'll say that.
Yes. Are you going out and just laying on your green, catching a little vibes, a little rays?
No,
you're lucky.
really
I was going to
not.
take it somewhere else, but instead we should probably just go right into an NFL talk before it goes completely south. That's my thoughts on this.
I'm with you.
100%.
D,
Yeah.
what do you got for us, bro?
Let's talk about the league. Let's fucking go. Let's get to it.
Speaking about being in 2 feet of snow, we had the Broncos in Denver. It went from a nice sunny day to an absolute blizzard during that game. What are our thoughts? I think last week we talked a little bit about if we prefer indoors, outdoors, etc. I obviously was erring on the side of play outside, but I'd love to revisit this conversation. Yeah. Do you think this game added fuel to that fire? Because I've never heard so many people talking about it at one time.
I thought it was crazy that Kurt Warner all of a sudden out of nowhere. I feel like this happens a lot. People are going to say, you sound like LeBron James. You call everything. Sure, maybe. There's a lot of DNA things that go on back and forth between the two of us. But the one thing I will say for sure, pause.
Anyway,
pause. But I will say, it feels like every time we talk about something, on ESPN, maybe the following days or whatever, it seems like they're talking about it. So to me, they're tuning into the rush, which is huge. Appreciate it. If they need any more content, please stop by. Kurt Warner obviously must have tuned into our conversation because he must be feeling the same way. Let the best players be at their best in the best environment. But I want to say I did walk myself back a little bit when we talked about it more and more last week because I'm with you. It is. Maybe it's just the Midwest in myself, but I do love a little bit of it. But there's a fine line. I really do think there's a fine line. When you can't fucking see, I'm thinking in my head when I'm watching, I'm like, I'm not in Denver, but can the guy even see the punt coming? Can he even catch a bang eight or even a post route or a go ball? Like, can he see the fucking football? And then not to mention, the Patriots are in all white. Just incognito out there. I'm like, all right, camos. But hey, I'm curious if your stance has changed.
Max?
You got it, Darren. Yeah. D, you're up.
My stance hasn't changed. I loved it. It was an additional layer of chaos that was added to the game, and both sides had to play in it, and both sides had to adapt. So, no, whether it be a missed field goal, a 25-yard punt, a 3-yard run 5 times in a row, they both had to play in it. Yeah, they both had to play in that.
Field goals missed.
I'm in on that. I stand by my point.
True.
It should be played outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
No, I'm with you. I'm fully with you on that because, I mean, the interesting part of the game was it was a tale of two halves. I mean, the first half, it really didn't start snowing like that. Yeah. So I think in that moment it just tells you how you never know which play is going to be the most important play. But if you really look back at that game, it was 7-0. Denver had full control of the game. And then Stiddy did the chest pass backwards and gave New England the momentum and basically gave them 7 points.
Yeah.
That changed everything. It gave New England confidence. It gave them some swag. It went from it could have been 10-0. If let's say it's 4th and 1, Denver just decides to take the 3. They go up 10-0. Mm-hmm. Instead, they get backed up at 7-0. Boom, they turn the ball over, and now you're going to the half. I think it was tied, right? At the halftime, 7-7.
Correct.
I believe so.
Yes.
That changed the whole landscape of the game. Then you go into the second half, and it's a complete different ball game because the snow is so bad. Yeah. it became a lot more difficult to do anything on either end. So, that game was a grimy ass game. It was tough for both teams, but ultimately the Patriots pulled it off. And you got to give them credit. You know, they found a way. They have continuously found ways to win, and people continuously find ways to discredit them.
Mm-hmm.
But you could say whatever you want. I think I just saw a stat that they're the first team, I think, in NFL history or in the last however many years to beat 3 top 5 defenses in a row, back to back in the playoffs on the road.
That's impressive.
Which is crazy. So I don't know why people are still trying to discredit them, but
they
are
give also a top 5 defense to that point too, low key though, right?
Exactly. Their defense is legit. So they found a way. And Drake May made 2 great plays. He got the long run late in the game to get them in field goal range and take the lead. And then on the 3rd and 1, he got the boot and or it was 3rd and 5 or whatever it was. Yeah. And he had the boot to the opposite side and ran and got the first down and closed the game out. So
apparently he called that on his own. Apparently they're saying it was supposed to be a run play. And if you watch the play, like if you actually watch alignment, apparently he must have done because sometimes they'll teach like to look back at that defensive end if you really trust it. But I just heard through watching a little bit of stuff today and that he might have been calling his own shot there, a little Babe Ruth and Drake May, which if he did, being at 23 years old, that's some fucking dog in him if he did. Glad it worked out because I would have hated to see what Vrabel would have done if it was not called.
No doubt.
If it was called, your boy Josh McDaniels, bro, again, his play calling has been very, very good. And we talked about it last week, but Drake did it with his feet, man, which I thought was cool to see. In the beginning, I'm like, oh shit, he's struggling again. We just talked about this last week, how the first 2 games have been a little iffy, but now it makes a hell of a lot more sense to your point, Max, when you're going to say they're playing 3 of the top 5 best defenses in the NFL. So it was cool to see him run around 80 yards or just under 80 yards, I believe. With his feet. He's a big dude, man. I'm curious. It's going to be interesting to see just how the whole career and all that stuff plays out for him. But Seahawks, Patriots, once again, it's like we're living in a fucking time capsule or into like a time lapse or something. I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I was just talking about this today in the training room. I'm like, if you would have said before the year that it would be Seattle versus New England, not one human would believe you.
Yeah,
so,
no.
It's crazy. Sam Darnold eliminating and shutting up all those people that doubted him. Went in there and absolutely lit it up. That Seattle defense is a problem, to say the least. But even Stafford, Stafford threw for 370 and 3 touchdowns and no picks. He was balling. Still fell a little bit short, which you got to feel for him too. And I got to talk to him earlier on the Let's Go podcast. He got on right after I got on, so we got to chop it up. But he's, you could tell he's definitely hurt, but he's. He did everything he could to try to help them win. So big shout out to Stafford. I was rocking with the Rams. They were my pick for a long time now. But I'm excited. I think Seattle has been incredible. They've won 9 in a row. They've been the hottest team in football. And New England's the same way. They've been on a tear. So it's going to be a hell of a matchup in the Super Bowl. They're playing in Cali, so it's going to be great weather. And there's going to be no excuses about weather, any of that. The 2 best teams are getting at it, and it's going to be a great game. What is up, y'all? This is Maxx Crosby, and this segment is called Maxing Out, sponsored by Credit One Bank. I'm going to read a purchase, and you decide if it was me or Max Out. This is Max Out. He is a credit wrecker whose eyes are bigger than his wallet. When he sees something he wants, he buys it. So here we go. We're going to play a little game here. I'm going to read a purchase, and you guys and the people watching will vote if it was me or Max Out. So here we go.
Ooh, okay. I know. Hey, by the way, I'm coming back for Ben right now. 4 for 4. I'm about to go bat 1,000.
You about to bat 1,000? Well, the first one is kind of a layup. I'm not going to lie. Did or did I not buy presidential, rose gold, chocolate face? You tell me. Is it Max Out or is it your boy? Come on.
Well, I think I know, but last week I thought I knew a lot too. But come on now. You better hit us with something tougher than that.
Come on.
Okay, you guys are good.
Brain busters.
You guys are good.
That's
you guys are good. Okay, I give you. Come on, bro. I threw out the first pitch. You knew it was coming. It's going to be a ball. It is what it is.
Okay.
But yeah, this is the last one I got. It's a beauty. Tyree Wilson had one, and I'm like, I gotta. I got to get it. You know what I mean?
That's
and
clean.
I can't let Tyree be, trying to outdo me or something. So I just said, I'm getting the same one. But I've been wanting it. You guys know I love my presidential. So that one is correct. You guys are 1 for 1, 100% so far. Number 2, bounce house, me or Maxx out?
I did see I saw the videos of her just being an athlete in there. So I don't think Maxx out. It was a little before Christmas. I don't think Maxx out gave you a gift that early. So
no.
Where you go, Maxx?
Come on now, let's just keep her moving. Maxx Crosby all day. He'll do anything for his daughter. So I don't think it could be anything.
You guys are right. I had to get Ella she demanded it, for Christmas from Santa. So
demanded is a great word, by the way.
I had to get her a bounce house. She loves it. You blow it up, it goes in, deflates, and you blow that shit right back up, and she's definitely having the time of her life in it. So big shout out to Ella, but that one was for me. You guys are 2 for 2. Big shout out to y'all guys. Whoo. Number 3.
Ooh.
I might have to switch this up because you guys already know it. No Perfect. Chance I'm getting a water bed. So here we go. The new iPhone, me or Maxx out?
A lot of people are going to be doing the same thing when they're pulling out that card, trying to make that purchase. They're going to be contemplating, do I get that new one? Or do I just keep the phone that does the same thing? But I think Maxx wants to be one of one. But that's why I think he's tricking us.
I'm going to have to go back and pivot again and say they come out with this orange color and you think he's going to pass it up? Do we really think as a viewership that he's going to pass up an opportunity to be unique without having a case on it? I don't. So I'm going to go with Maxx Crosby, not Maxx out. 3 for Maxx, 0 for Maxx out.
I love that. Hopefully it just cut up like that too. And we can scribble in Maxx out for Big D as well. Yeah. I just pray to God.
100%. So Brogan, you think I didn't get it?
Well, I think it's a trick question because I think if you pulled what's in your pocket out, your phone now, I don't think it's that new phone. So it's a little, maybe on the back end, there's a purchase we don't know about.
I will say this. Darian is on to me. The orange phone. I got to get it. But I will say it was a trick question because Rachel was the one who got it for me because my ass doesn't ever want to change my phone. So Rach got it for me, technically.
So you still got it.
And Brogan is correct. He is 3 for 3. Sorry, Darian. You are incorrect, my friend.
But Maxx out didn't buy it.
I need to come battle my way back to Big D.
That's crazy work.
No, that's a Maxx out purchase for sure.
Big shout out to Maxx out. Big shout out to Rach. Here we go. Number 4, custom stars Maybach. Me or Maxx out?
Gosh.
Custom?
Darian, you go first, my friend.
Custom.
That word just speaks volumes. I don't know if Maxx out's really a custom kind of guy. I think he's an impulse kind of guy. Custom takes a lot of thought process. So I'm going to go Maxx.
Wow. Okay. What do you got, Brogan?
You're lucky I couldn't fit that in that helmet right there because I was going to put my friend with that fatty tongue. He was going to be the one purchasing his own lights and not Maxx out. That's my guess.
You guys are right. You guys are right. Brogan, congratulations. 100%, 4 for 4.
Come on, baby.
You are the winner this week, my buddy. Thank boy.
You. Hey, it's bigger than me. I will say that.
Wow. You have a speech?
Yeah, really quick. For everyone out there making purchases, Credit One is your place to be. That's my only speech. Thank you for everything. I appreciate them allowing me this platform to go 4 for 4. It was a tall task to follow up after D last week, but glad we could do it. Thanks for having me, guys.
Big shout out to Credit One. You guys are the best. Get with them or get lost. Brogan, again, congratulations. Incredible work. 4 for 4 on the day, 100%. Darian, better luck next time.
Best part is we have a rubber match on the final one.
Rubber.
It's easy to wreck your credit score, but it's far less likely to happen when you know exactly what to avoid, like maxing out your credit card. Follow Credit One Bank and check out creditrecords.com to learn how to avoid the credit records.
Well, I'm actually curious and excited for us to talk about that game specifically, and then maybe a little bit of Stafford. But D, I got to ask this because pre-draft, I know you were big on Will Campbell. And then obviously week 1, we already know what our friendly foe here did to him as well. So, and then kind of, and he's young, right? And there's a lot of people that have a lot of things to say about him, but I'm just curious. What are your thoughts on him right now? And then now knowing what we do know about Seattle's defense, are you concerned? Are we gonna see a lot more chips? I would just want to hear your thoughts first, D, and then obviously Max, of course, would love to hear what your thoughts are on Will Campbell and if that's going to play a huge role in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't think that you're going to necessarily be able to just focus on helping him because that defense is going to bring pressure and blitzes from all over the place. So I think that it's going to be decided in the trenches. I know it sounds very cliche, but that game is going to be decided in the trenches because I think that there's a vulnerability on New England's offensive line, and Seattle will exploit it, and they're going to do everything they can to exploit it. But about Will Campbell specifically, I think that he's shown really solid film, and then there's been, some rookie game situations, things of that nature. I think the transition from being so athletic and physical from when he played in college, and that's really what, like, he had a little bit of a mean streak to him.
Yeah.
It's humbling to go to the NFL and realize that doesn't necessarily transition as much as fundamentals and technique and all of those things do. So I would never, if I'm a Patriots fan, I would be like, hey, we have a good athlete, we have good potential. It's just going to be, how is he going to develop? Is he going to be able to take the next step? But he's got the fundamentals down, or at least the intangibles. So I think it'll be good. And if not, worst case scenario, gun to their head, he would be a great guard.
I was just going to ask that question after you guys were done, if he makes more sense at a guard position now seeing him, because the short arms joke and thing, I know that's not really a thing, but Max, you probably know a hell of a lot better than any of us.
Yeah, no, I think, when we played, obviously Malcolm, lines up more on the left tackle. And Malcolm had the strip sack on him, had some good success. And then, I matched up a couple times with him, but ultimately, after that, he had to go through a gauntlet. He's going through, you got Myles Garrett. He had, a bunch of really good guys that he had to line up in. And then when you get to the playoffs, it's best man wins. And you're going to have to, when you're playing the Texans, you got 2 all-pro guys, you know what I mean? Future Hall of Famer and Daniil Hunter and an up-and-coming, superstar and Will Anderson. So it's like, you can't just chip and slide, both ways. And you're going, you know what I mean? You're going to have to just, you're going to have to step in the fire. And, he lost some matchups, and that's a part of this league. And especially as a rookie, like, the only way to get through it is you got to literally just stand in the fire, and you're going to lose some reps. And unfortunately, the ones he lost, the quarterback held the ball. You know what I mean? And that's a part of it. There's a lot of times you could beat the tackle 10 times and the ball's out every single time. But that's not the case, and he's had to go through it. So, you love
when coaches leave the tackles on islands.
Duh, because I don't get it much. I get chipped, all the time. I know. Shit, the stats don't lie. I'm top 5 every year, and in that. So, but the thing is he's going to be a great player in this league. I have no doubt about that. He's got the right mindset. He's tough as hell. He's got great athleticism. And you just got to go through it. You know what I mean? As a rookie, you're going to have your ups and downs no matter where you're drafted. I don't care if it's the number 1 pick or the last pick in the draft. If you're out there on the field, you're going to have your ups and downs. So I know how it is, and that never stops. So I think he's got a bright future. He's been a starting left tackle, and that team has made it to the Super Bowl with him starting there. So I don't think he's going to move anywhere. I think he's going to be there for the long haul. He just has to keep developing his game, and I believe he's got the right. Like, I don't know him personally, but I know, from what I've heard, that he's got the right mindset. He works his ass off. He's only going to get better. So, I think quite a lot of people, if he has a great game on next Sunday, in Super Bowl, and holds it down. So we'll see. He's got another opportunity, and that's the best feeling in the world as a player, is knowing you got another chance at it. So I think he'll be just fine. But it'll be interesting. I think a big part of it too is Drake May. takes that next step. And, he's already made it to the damn Super Bowl. So, he's done a hell of a job and he's up there for the MVP. But the one thing that for me, just as a rusher, watching the film and seeing him is he does like to hold the ball a little bit. So, that's the thing going into the Super Bowl, Seattle's got rushers on deck. So, Josh McDaniels a great play caller. He's going to be in his ear all week. Like, listen, we got to get rid of the ball. You got to trust your read. You can't sit there and pat the ball because they're coming and they're going to blitz and they're going to be, rushing forward and they're going to do all mixture of all that. So, I think it's really going to come down to this game is if Drake May takes care of the ball and gets rid of it quick and they have a great game plan as far as protecting those tackles, it's going to be really competitive. But if they, there's no way they're just going to let them tee off on them all game. But they got to get the run game going. You know what I mean? Yeah. They got to establish the run game early, which is going to be very hard to do. But if they do, it's going to make their offense, less predictable and give them more chances to make big plays. So I'm really interested to see how it shakes out.
Amen, bro. Amen. Well, D, you want to pop over and we want to talk about the other game? And
it was. I think that game. So when I'm saying that game's Rams Seahawks was as advertised. As the weather was going on, we were in there texting and we said, "Hey, don't worry about it. This is going to be a nice outdoor football game. You're going to have an old-fashioned shootout here in the second slate." So that's exactly what it was. Came down to the very last two plays. What were your guys' thoughts? I know that, Max, you were extremely high on the Rams and their team making it to the Super Bowl. They were very close. What are your thoughts and takeaways of that game?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it all week. We literally just kept saying it's going to be cinema, like absolute cinema. It's going to be an incredible game. It definitely, I mean, especially after the last time they played, it was one of the best games I've ever seen. And then, you get down to this one and it even was, it arguably was a better game, you know what I mean, with higher stakes. So, I mean, it was a back and forth battle, but it's the same situation. I feel like it's the same as the other game. It
Special teams. I'll just say it for you right now.
Well,
they blew it in every game so far, if you really think about it.
Yeah.
Hence why their coach got fired after the fucking last time they played in the regular season. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I just had a fucking.
I know. No, it's crazy. It's true though. Like it really comes down to who's going to play the cleanest football, because everyone knows for the most part what they like to do and how they're going to do it and this and that. When in playoff football, I was texting Robbie during the game, our D-line coach, and he's just like, he goes, "Isn't it crazy just how simple the game is once it comes down to this stage of the year? Because it's just about execution and taking care of the football. The turnover ratio is literally everything. And who's going to play cleaner?" And they muffed that punt, put them in a deeper hole than they needed to be.
And they never came back
ended up
from
biting them in the ass. And it's tough. It's tough. You look back and there's like, damn, they could have made this play here. But I think Seattle just played a little bit cleaner. And ultimately, it led to a win. And that's a beautiful part about the game of football. You can have the savants calling the plays and all this, but like when it really comes down to it, in this time of the year, everyone knows what you like to do. Everyone knows your tendencies. It's about who's going to win your one-on-ones, who's going to execute better and take care of that football. And I think Seattle's just been doing that at the highest level in the league. And that's why they're the favorites going into the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Sam Darnold is, like I said, shut up a lot of people because he's playing so good and he's taking care of the football. He had some struggles early in the year turning the ball over, but he's done a lot better job, taking care of the ball, and they're getting the run game going and they're playing great defense. And that's the recipe to go out there and win. So, yeah, Seattle's a problem, bro. I'm not going to lie. I did not see them being as great as they are right now, but they're a well-oiled machine. And you got to give, obviously, first and foremost, all the players the credit because they're out there doing it. But Mike McDonald needs to, get his flowers as well. He's done an incredible job just in 2 years, back-to-back double-digit win seasons. And then this year, I mean, they look like an absolute powerhouse, and they've been consistent all year. So Super Bowl, anything can happen. But we're going to see. I think Seattle's a favorite for a reason. It's going to be really interesting. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I know next week's episode, obviously we have the Pro Bowl this weekend. So next week's episode, it's going to be interesting to see who we all choose, our predictions, why we think that, all the above. So, and that's my nickname, all the above, as you know. So I'm interested for that next week. You like that, D? I will say this. I have a question I want to ask you guys, but before Last week, you talked about on the last 2 plays, who do you go to? Who do you go to? And we were talking about the Rams, and you were like, you go to Puka or you go to Devontae. I thought that's where they completely swung and missed at the end of the game. They did not throw to either one of them on the last 2 downs. I understand defensively, they're probably doing a lot to eliminate those guys, 100%. Like, we're not going to sit here and just be armchair couch or whatever it is, GMs and coaches from afar. Like, I'm assuming they got paid, they have a scheme and they're going to do their job as well. But I would have loved to just seen hey, coaches, let's just give it to our best guys. Let's just see what they got. Cause that's what it comes down to, I think, at the end of the game. But it was a hell of a game. I feel bad for Staffy. I feel really, really bad, to be honest with you, for Tay. Obviously everyone's seen the stat that he's 0 for 5 in divisional championship round games, but at the end, at one end, you can look at it's a major blessing to be in that amount of games for sure. But also, obviously, there's a lot of heartache, and I know for him, he's probably trying to just put the stamp of validation of a Hall of Fame career with that championship. So definitely feel for him, man. I would have loved to seen him get the ball or have an opportunity because I don't know who's going to fucking stop him with 2 plays left. And Puka was going pretty much nuclear. I mean, at 200 yards, damn near almost receiving.
Yeah, and Tay was going crazy in the second half too.
And JSN at that point was going stupid too. His snow cone catch, like it was nothing on the sidelines.
And the other thing I have to say is we talk a lot about the Seattle defense. Dude, Kenneth Walker is a player. Like the amount of times that he made a move in the backfield that should have been a TFL to then make it a substantial gain. Like, we all saw that juke that he had and literally left dude on his knees looking around, chasing ghosts. But, I mean, he had a hell of a game.
I want to ask that.
But before you go on real quick, Brogan, you were talking about the play calling and things. And the one thing that really stuck out to me was, obviously, McVay, great coach, unbelievable coach. But I'm curious to get your guys' insights and thoughts on that 3rd down conversion. When he didn't call or he didn't throw the challenge flag, right? And then the very next play calls a timeout. Did you think that should have been a challenge where, it was the right across? I think it was Cooper Kupp got tackled, was reaching across, but was it a completed catch? Was it not? Was his knee down? Did the ball cross the line? Would you have thrown the challenge?
I think he was getting information from the top. If I'm assuming that they were probably not going to win the challenge, right? So either way, he's sitting there going to lose a timeout. Because if the challenge is lost, obviously you lose your timeout. I think they didn't already call a timeout though to buy more time to figure out if he wants to challenge the play. Am I correct? So I think that's the part. And he was probably, if you ask him, was probably pissed. Where it's like, bro, I'm trying to buy time because I'm not getting that information yet. We're not getting a clear look. Plus, the more you look at the Cooper Kupp shit, it's like, well, was it a catch? There's more going on than did he cross the line, right? Correct? I mean, he's like rolling around. Did he complete the catch? Did he complete the ground? And which I'm not even going to go down that route because that seems like every week of the playoffs, that's been a fucking topic of conversation.
Thanks.
Hopefully this offseason, there's a big emphasis on figuring that out for everybody, please.
So we don't have to deal about it.
That's it. And obviously, it's not a one size fits all. But to your point, D, I don't know, man. I just think he got put in a shit spot because of calling the timeout and then also not being correct on that challenge at the same token. So it'll be interesting. I want to know if you guys who you trust more though going into the Super Bowl. We'll break it all down, but really quick, are you going to trust Sammy D or Drake May when it comes down to it now?
I'm trusting Darnold. You know why?
Why?
You know why? He's got weapons. He really has a weapon that he doesn't have to wear it all on his shoulders. And I think that he's showing that he's going to be more calculated with his mistakes and the risks and all those things that JSN's going to be there. And he's got to check. He's got a really nice check down where that 2-yard check down to Kenneth Walker can be 20 yards quickly. So, I mean, Andy's surrounded by talent. Back. So that's, I go with the Seahawks.
Talent. For sure though. No, I feel that. I feel that JSN is unreal. He's had a crazy year, bro. He's been going nuclear. And clearly they knew in that front office how good he was by letting DK, go and Tyler Lockett and just seeing him explode into being that number one receiver that, clearly they saw him being, you got to give them a lot of credit too. So, yeah, offensively, like you said, they have a lot of weapons and they could really run the ball. Kenneth Walker, it's so funny. People are finally giving him his flowers, but I know he's had some injuries. He's had some ups and downs. That dude, when he's healthy, I've played against him. That dude is ridiculous. He's one of the best in the league. He's so quick and fast. He's hard to tackle and explosive. He gets the ball. He's all over the place. He's a great player.
Yeah. I agree with you, Max. Kenneth Walker, to that point, is an absolute animal. And to your point, D, he's an asset. And hopefully they rely on him heavily because they're going to need him. But I will say, I like Sammy D, man. I like Sam Darnold. I think that he understands the highs and the lows. And a lot of people were talking about the post game when they were trying to kind of feed into that to him. And he just really wasn't paying much mind, he was kind of more onto the now and what's going on in the present day. So and he also probably knows if he goes and lays a fucking turd down in the Super Bowl a week after, he just basically pulls, like a Geno, yeah, they wrote me off, I didn't write back, like one of those moments, because that's what they were wanting him to do or say in that presser or in that post game, right?
Yeah.
And he's probably smart enough now that he's been to Minnesota where he got praised all year long last year, and everyone's saying, Sam Darnold's back. Sam Darnold's back. And then all of a sudden, what happened at the end of the year? And then everyone's like, no, he sucks. And the Vikings are like, no, we're not going to keep him, which is stupid. And they're the losers now in all of this. But
9.
I'm sure inside and intrinsically, he's like, man, every time I've been super high or, then a low comes, or every time it's been low, then a high comes. I think he's used to riding that wave. And I think that's going to help. And on top of it, he's just a seasoned vet. Drake is so young. Now, next week when we do our predictions, I might have something different to say. But when it comes down to who I'm going to trust, I think it's Sam Darnold at this point. And I think we all know who has the higher ceiling here. It's Drake. But at this moment, it's ridiculous. There's some balls, dude, that Sam Darnold's throwing, man. Back leg, carrying out to his left. He's putting him on a fucking dot. You see Jared Goff, he said he's got a clean pocket, no disrespect, and he's going to throw a wobbler, and that's fine. But Sam Darnold has real talent to him at times. I'm not saying he's top 3 or anything like that. I can pump the brakes on my own here, but he's a player, man. That. He is like that, and he's starting to prove it.
He's talented, bro, and he's starting to put it together.
I hope this.
He wins the Super Bowl. That puts him in a different category, bro.
Do you think NFL teams, Max, are going to look at this with him or Daniel Jones? Those are the people we talk about a lot this year. But even Vrabel, or you think the NFL is going to learn to have maybe a little more patience to him? There's another. Then you look on the other end, you have coaches that are winning it in their first year. But people point to Vrabel and say, "Well, it's his first year." Yeah, it is, but he's been around the block. He's done this. So, I'm just curious if you think when they see these success stories, holy fuck, if they think maybe we should slow it down or maybe give guys time to develop or let them go through the ebbs and flows.
I think they definitely should. I just don't know if all 32 teams have that type of patience.
For sure.
You know what I mean? That's just what it is, the reality of the game. And I think back in the day, they definitely had a longer leash as far as development and taking their time with guys. It's a different day and age now. You know what I mean? It's a different day and age. But I think Sam Darnold, you got to give him his flowers, bro. He's been dealing, bro. He's been dealing, to say the least. So big shout out to Sam Darnold. Best story of the year. If he goes out there and wins a Super Bowl, it'd be crazy, bro.
Ginger brothers.
Ginger brothers, exactly.
Exactly. I can't believe there was nothing in there this whole time about that. I thought you guys would just have Darian, you do know that gingers are the next closest black people.
I knew you were going to say it.
They are.
But that's such a Marshawn
It's a
Wikipedia.
study that came out. By the way, Max, can you call Marshawn this week and just get a temperature check on that guy? I'm just curious how he's feeling.
I need to.
You need to.
It's been too long.
I got a quick one. So, Brogan, to your question of do you let people develop or is this a lesson learned? I think that a good barometer is going to be what happens to Mac Jones this offseason. Because when he had to play this year, he played well. And if everybody's looking at this whole trend of, veteran quarterbacks who have kind of been journeymen stepping into a position that for a team that needs a quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, Mac, put the past aside. Mac Jones had a good season.
Yeah.
He played. He played.
He might have a job starting for sure somewhere next year.
You could almost say the same thing about Davis Mills. I know his sample size was only 3 games, and Mac might have had like, 6, 7, maybe, or something along those lines. If I'm the Minnesota Vikings or somebody like that, even the Jets, maybe, unless they're going to go after get someone, I'm calling Mac Jones.
Yeah.
And then obviously, if I have to make a decision between the Vikings or the Jets and I'm Mac Jones, I think I'm only seeing one team offering me an opportunity here. So, yeah, I'm curious, though. That's a good point, D. It's a really good point. And does Staffy retire, Max?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. He could do like 2-3 more the way he's playing.
Did you see him scrambling? Did you see him running?
16 yards on the floor, D.
Come on. He's coming back. He's coming back.
The sack, bro, the one where D-Law almost sacked him and he fucking rolled through and got the first down, that was a hell of a play.
Massive.
That
Was it 4th and 1?
Staffy. Yeah.
That was big time.
That's him wanting more than the other guy, huh?
I'd say. All right, let's get into...
we're on time. My bad.
Let's get into the around the league for the coaches. We got a coaches carousel going on. And then after that, Brogan, we'll have you take us into UFC.
Yep, and then we can dip on out of there.
All right.
What do you...
Talk to us.
I want to read this off before we go in because I see the first name on the list really quick. Mike McCarthy inks a 5-year deal to be the Steelers head coach, which we'll get into. But the tweet of the day that I saw was going from Tomlin to McCarthy is like shitting your pants and changing your shirt. When you hear that, what do you guys think about that? Because I want to say it is a little weird they went after Tomlin. I know.
I was not expecting you to say so.
Don't worry, Logan already has the tweet.
And he queued it up too. I was not ready for that.
I didn't know what he was going to say.
Oh my God.
Obviously,
that's
they like to keep their coaches there for fucking a decade or two. And with McCarthy being 62, were you guys surprised by the deal?
I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised at all. I feel like I'm just saying I'm not surprised. I don't. It is, the Steelers, they've had, 3 head coaches in their whole existence?
Yeah.
3 or 4 of them?
I think you're right.
So getting a coach that has won a Super Bowl, that they know what they're getting from him. He has a foundation of how he likes to build teams and his expertise, I'll say, with the quarterback position. He's had a lot of success dating all the way back to Joe Montana, I've seen this week in a report. So he's worked with some of the best quarterbacks and helped develop them. So I think from the Steelers' perspective, is like you're getting a guy that you know is going to be knows how to build a program. He knows how to develop quarterback, and that's something that with the Steelers, you got a guy like Will Howard who's sitting there. Aaron Rodgers I don't know if he's going to be back or not. He's in his 40s.
Is this a play for Aaron to stay?
For him to go,
so maybe,
he already got him fired.
I think Aaron probably stays another year, but when you have a guy like Will Howard to sit there and learn another year behind Rodgers, and you have McCarthy locked in for 5 years, you let Rodgers get another year, and then you have Will Howard step in after that, sitting for 2 years, and then let him go and be the guy. Because I know some people have their opinions on Will Howard and this and that. I'm a Will Howard believer. I'm not going to lie. I think he's a hell of a player. Look at Darren. He's such a hater. He's such a hater.
Condor Cartel. MoonPay is the app everyone I know uses to fund their crypto trading account. Because it's fast and it's easy, you can start with as little as $20 and you can use Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, PayPal, Revolut, debit, and credit cards to literally get yours. It takes just a few seconds. There are legit millions of people using MoonPay all around the world. And here's the best part. Because MoonPay has been around for 6 years, they power the entire world of crypto and every crypto app. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. So dial in here. MoonPay's partner, Moonshot, is the place to trade new meme coins. The app is honestly so nice and constantly delivers the hottest new projects directly to traders. So whether you guys are just starting in the world of crypto or you're an experienced trader, Moonshot is the best place to take your next move. And now with MoonPay, you'll have the best Moonshot experience, buying whatever meme coin you want, all in one smooth flow. And remember, Condor Cartel, while MoonPay makes buying crypto straightforward, It is essential to do your own research and understand the risks that are involved. Crypto trading can be volatile, and you could lose your investment. MoonPay is a tool to facilitate your transactions, not a source of financial advice. Trade responsibly.
I'm a believer. I think Will Howard's got the size. He got the intangibles. He's talented. He's a smart quarterback. I think Will Howard just sitting there learning behind McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers for another year is going to do that franchise a lot of great things. So I think that's kind of their vision and plan about what they want to do. And we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see how it shakes out. But I think it was a good hire.
I agree. D, real quick, because I want your opinion. What the fuck's this guy tweeting and what's he talking about? Shit in your pants and changing your shirt. You agree with the tweet?
That might be one of the greatest tweets I've seen. I love the hire. I think it's a fantastic hire for the city of Pittsburgh. I think that
so sarcastic.
I think that Rodgers is not going to come back. Like, let's call a spade a spade. He's the one that got him fired in Green Bay. And he left.
I think they're back on good terms.
Of course, they're back on good terms until you see the headline that Rodgers is retiring, and then here we go. Will Howard's going to get carted out there to play a year early, and we're going to be back in the same conversation that we're having right now. So, yeah, great hire for Pittsburgh. I wish him the best.
Perfect. Glad we got that out of the way. Obviously, Jesse Minter to the Ravens. I think that's a great hire. Curious to see what they do there.
Yeah, I like that hire a lot. I think that one, that makes too much sense.
You've been saying that name. I feel like
we've been saying it. He was with both Harbaughs, so he's got that familiar. I don't want to butcher that
familiarity.
What is it?
Yeah, familiarity,
whatever.
Yeah.
You didn't give yourself an opportunity to say the word. You said
I didn't want to butcher
whatever.
that. I mean, that's not that hard of a word, and for some reason I can't say it, so it's all good. Shout out to my education. But anyway, I think Minter is a great hire. He's young. He's a defensive guy. He's got, he's been in that Harbaugh. He understands what they like to build and how to build teams. And obviously the Ravens front office, they know that. They've seen it. They see a young version, I feel like, of Harbaugh. And you got a guy that's going to be able to go in there and develop. So I think it's a really good hire, and I think it's the Ravens got a slam dunk with getting Minter, because I don't think a lot of people thought he was going to leave the Chargers, especially after all the success he's had, and obviously his loyalty to Jim Harbaugh. So yeah, big shout out to Minter. I think that was a good hire, and obviously seeing their defenses play the last couple of years up close and personal, they get to it. So yeah, big shout out to him. I think the Ravens definitely got an A+ hire there,
especially in that division. I'm with you. Last question I have, it's got to be for D or for the group, I guess. But every coach in the world seems to be pulling out of the Browns head coach vacancy in interviews. What the fuck's going on out in the land, D? You got any thoughts? And also, really quick, I'd be remiss without saying it, Shedeur is going to be in the Pro Bowl. Thoughts on that as well, D? Anything?
Let's just stick to why the coaches are pulling out of the job opportunities here. I don't blame them. I can only imagine the fine print, the parameters that are put on this. Hey, you're going to have to right my $250 million wrong is the prerequisite to be a head coach here in Cleveland. On top of that, we're going to send you back, and you're going to take a test, and you're going to do homework, and you're going to write me an essay, and you're going to. It's like, what kind of a fucking circus act is that?
Their process?
Yeah, they're saying that they're an analytically driven organization, front office, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Mm-hmm. And they're making them do personality tests. They're making them take quizzes. They're making them write essays. They're making them do homework.
They're like
no wonder why. And that, I won't get into that. We can talk about that later. But yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. And I personally don't think anything changes unless there's really high up structural changes from that organization.
Wow.
The coaches always get it. The GMs, everybody always, they get blamed for a lot of things that I don't think, because it's a rinse and repeat. It doesn't matter who you plug and play. It's the same thing that happens. And so that's a cultural thing that's set from the very top of the organization. That's my opinion.
I love that. That was honest. We love that about you.
Yeah, I was trying to be good.
I think it's because Jim Schwartz, they already got him in the bag, is what I thought, until I heard about this ridiculous interview process that you just laid out for us. I didn't realize it was like going back to school. So I definitely would have withdrawn my name immediately once I heard essay. Once I heard Estee, it would have been out. But I feel like it's Jim Schwartz, and I'm curious to see who becomes the head coach for the Bills. But really, since we're running out of time,
I think it'll be Udinski from the Jaguars.
No, didn't he just? Oh, for the Bills.
Yeah,
for the Bills. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say I thought he just pulled his name out of the hat for the Browns.
I think he's gonna go to Buffalo.
I could see that.
Wow. And Joe Brady just hangs around again for another run.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think Brady might. I don't know.
Might find himself somewhere else.
I don't
like
know.
A
he's
lateral
legit,
move,
bro. I feel like he's gonna have some options for sure.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Hopefully, in the next week we find some more out. But really quick, UFC 324 this weekend, first week on Paramount. I didn't get to see the Paramount in live action, so curious your guys' thoughts on that. Gaethje obviously showed up. But my quick take before I sent you guys, Paramount Plus the next day, if you guys do miss a fight, heads up, is the greatest shit in the fucking world, okay? You click on the fight, it will just bring up the fight, and then a tab will pop up. You can literally hit next on that motherfucker. It'll just take you immediately to the next fight. No TV bullshit. You don't get the coverage, the commercials, nothing. It's like, so A+ from my side of the view. You guys should know that. Now I'm just curious to hear from you guys in the moment, what you saw, all the above.
Yeah, no, I thought it was fire. Obviously, big shout out to Dana. Shout out to Hunter Campbell, the whole crew over there. Ari as well. They're doing it the right way. I think it's a slam dunk. Pay-per-view is definitely a little outdated. And, Dana, he's always going to be a step ahead and trying to push the sport forward. So I know he's doing that with boxing as well now, with Zuffa Boxing, and got to put on his first event there in the Apex. And then now, his first event with Paramount on Saturday with the UFC. And it's funny, I'm texting me, Hunter, and Dana in a group chat. We're texting during the event and stuff. And he texted like right before the O'Malley fight, which was the co-main. And he was like, these fights got to deliver. He's like, what? He's like, these got to be huge right here. And, his competitive drive, like he wants everyone to say, this is a slam dunk. And I'm like, I'm literally trying to hype him up. I'm like, I'm telling you, these are going to be insane. You know what I mean? And O'Malley comes through, finishes. It was 1-1 going into the third. And O'Malley looked like prime O'Malley. And he needed that. You could tell he's lost a couple. You could just tell his demeanor during the week. He was, you could tell it wasn't his normal regular self. You could tell he was definitely he knew how big this moment was and how bad he needed to win. Yeah. And him just digging deep in the third round and coming out there and putting out a masterclass was huge for him. So that puts him right back in the picture, which is massive to him. And obviously we, us three, I know we're big fans of Sean O'Malley on this show. So big shout out to Sugar Show with a big dub, much needed. So a title fight will be coming sooner rather than later. And now he's right back in it. And then the main event, Justin Gaethje. Obviously, you guys know this. He's a diehard Raider fan. Me and Gaethje have been boys for a few years now. He's gone to the games. I've had him in a couple games and stuff, and he's supported and just a great, genuine dude. But one thing about him, and that I've always been such a big fan of, is his stat. Like, he's got the best, like, when you talk about being 15 for 15 on being fight of the night and getting a bonus, it's never been done. So the fact that he goes in there, no matter who he's fighting, no matter what kind of style is matched up against him, he puts on a absolute banger every single time.
No matter what end of whatever side of it he's on.
No, 100%. And he might, lose. But the thing is he wins majority of the time, and now he has the belt, and there's nobody more deserving. I know how much he cares and how hard he works, and you love seeing great people and great competitors win. And Gaethje is exactly that. He went into the fight as the underdog, which is mind-blowing to me. People, obviously Patty's been on a run, and I give my respect to Patty after that fight especially. I mean, the toughness he showed is ridiculous.
That was insane.
But stylistically, everyone's thinking, okay, Patty's a great, he's been taking people to the ground and bullying them and doing this. But for some reason, I didn't hear one person mention, hey, Justin Gaethje was a world-class wrestler and doesn't get taken to the ground. In my head, I'm like, Gaethje doesn't get taken down. So if he's going to try to shoot the whole time, he's going to get himself tired out. So it ended up going exactly kind of how I expected it. I'm trying to self-suck myself, but
nice.
That's just
Marilyn
what
Manson.
Marilyn Manson style. But I expected it to go that way because I know Gaethje doesn't get taken down. So he's going to have to stand in there and trade. And Gaethje was already in a headspace where he was pissed. He felt disrespected. Patty's talking all this shit. People are thinking he's going to lose. He went in there to really try to fucking hurt him. He threw away every bit of this is the game plan. His game plan was I'm going to go in there and fucking walk forward and literally try to take this dude's head off.
Right.
And he did that for 5 rounds. And I don't know how Patty survived, but you got to give Gaethje his flowers, bro. He's one of the greatest to do it. One of the most entertaining fighters, if not the most entertaining fighter by a landslide. One of my favorites, if not my favorite fighter to watch. He's an absolute animal and doing it at that age, 37, 38 years old, getting a belt. I mean, big shout out to Gaethje, bro. I'm a huge fan. He hit me up. His boy hit me up earlier in the week and wanted to do some he was doing some vlog stuff and going out to the golf course, and he invited me out. And I'm like, bro, I'm on some crutches right now. I don't know if I'm be able to help you in that. But I was in his corner, you know what I mean, supporting him for sure. And him coming out with the win was awesome, especially for me and Darian. So big shout out to Gaethje.
In the face of adversity, you just keep clawing back. And if you think you're down, double down. Okay?
That's right. And one thing, you're not ever going to let a guy like Derek Lewis ruin your night as much as we love him.
No, but I'm not going to go. But I'm not going to go a night not rooting for him. That's how I'd rather be on the losing end, but on his team.
That's incredible.
That was an unbelievable fight. I will say this. You asked the perspective from the Paramount side.
Yep.
I like that because there seems to be a new addition, right, Max? They had the blue carpet. Did you notice that during the broadcast? Yeah. They're showing a lot more people because when we go into the fight, obviously we're sitting around looking and there's this person, that person. There's so many people there that Dana brings into these arenas that want to come support and watch the product he puts inside the ring or the octagon. But doing the blue carpet, I thought was a cool another effect to it. So they're showing people's pictures, videos, interviews, all that stuff. So other than that, I think it was a home run. I love it. They're delivering another fight this weekend. So
that's exactly what you're leading me up into. That's crazy. Back-to-back UFC 324, now 325. It's obviously Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez 2. I want to know who everybody's got really, really quick. I'll start us off just to get it going. I feel like I gotta go Diego. I do. It's in Sydney, which makes me a little nervous. I love Volk. I have nothing negative to say against Volk, but he's a dude. Talk about a fucking psycho. I think Diego's a psycho. I truly believe that in my core, and I think he's just been getting better and better, and he's big. I know that doesn't matter all the time with Volk because of how strong he is, and he's always been the little guy. But I just, some tells me Diego's going to have it figured out this time around. He's going in enemy territory. Some people love that and they feed off it. And I think he's a guy who's going to feed off it. And if you don't know, he left his family, a long time ago and has not came back and said he wouldn't come back until he was a champion and has not came home yet. So I think shit like that, when people, that's like some Yuri shit. Yuri's in the fucking woods and wearing no shoes and fucking punching a fucking tree and shit. That's, I feel like Diego's just got that in him. I love Volk. I hope he has a million food TikTok videos going out and about. I'm here for him. I love it. I just think he might go down in Sydney town.
Downtown.
Wow.
Downtown.
I'll make it easy for you just because I know Max is going to be on Volk's side. I'm Diego. Diego's he's in the same masterclass for me that Derek Lewis is in. Every time since we got to watch him fight, and I think we were together when I was really getting into UFC.
When Holloway actually slept Gaethje.
Yes, but I think it was 20. It was one of his 2 years ago, and he had a submission against Gavin Tucker, and I was all in on this guy because he came out, had the hair, and then I heard him talk afterwards, and his voice did not match what I thought it was going to be, and then ever since then, I'm like, this guy, he's our ace in the hole. So,
and you never fuck with a guy who has a cleft lip, bro.
No.
won't.
So that's why
I'm
their whole life. It's like naming your kids Sue.
I mean, to be honest with you, it's the truth. Their whole life.
Facts. So I'm Diego. I'm with Diego.
Man.
You are something. Honestly, Honestly, as much I'm sitting here, I'm going back and forth. I've been thinking about it. And God, it's going to be a dogfight. And Volkanovski looked incredible last fight. He's going to have the confidence. He's going to have the crowd behind him. But for those reasons, the extremes Diego's going to go win this fight, how confident you could tell he is when he's talking. Diego is willing to die on his sword in there. And I feel like something incredible is going to happen. And I truly believe, I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know which round. But Diego is, like you said, he's got that dog in him, and so does Volk. But I just feel like Volk's a little bit older, and Diego is that next guy, and this is a win for him that would take him to the next level of stardom, and his credentials would go to a different level. And I feel like Diego Lopez is going to shock the world. I think he's going to go in there and pull off the upset. So I'm with you guys. I think I'm a huge fan of Diego. I love Volkanovski too. Like, he's an animal. Macedonian too. Shout out to Eastern Europe. But I feel like Diego Lopez is going to pull it off. So I'm rocking with Lopez.
Fuck yeah.
Wow.
Clean sweep.
Squad ride.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
That normally doesn't happen. Normally he would just choose the other person because we both took some of the other guy. Max, why don't you send us home?
Okay.
All right. Anyways, guys, ladies, gentlemen, we appreciate you so much. Thanks for tuning in every single week. We're going to keep pushing out the content. And like we said, we're going to have some guests on here soon. Obviously, we're virtual. Got some crutches still going on here. So I'm going to be virtual for a little bit. But we're going to keep bringing you all the juice. We're going to bring the content. We're going to keep showing up and showing out. And we read what you guys say. We know in the comments what you guys like, what you don't. We try to, we don't fully, just change everything, for opinions, but we do listen. We do talk about it, and we appreciate every single person that comes in those comments and tweets at us and, comes on Instagram and shares their knowledge about what they want to see. And we appreciate all of it. You guys have been incredible to us. The show will go on. We have so much to do and so much to accomplish, and we appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in on a weekly basis. So keep liking, keep subscribing, keep commenting, and keep tuning in, because the greatest is yet to come. These are my brothers. We're going to keep dialing it up and keep fucking cooking. So we appreciate you. That's all we got on The Rush. We love y'all.
Peace.
Let's roll. I ain't the driver, the one in the back. Feeling like Crosby, I'm turned to the max. You with, he ain't talking about nothing. Ain't ballin', babe, he can't afford a bag. Leave his little broke ass right in the past. I come with more than half. I need my sack, rush it. You and me racks, rush it. Dress all black, rush it. So many hits, thought I had concussion. I need my sack, rush it. You and me racks, rush it. Dress all black, rush it. So many hits, thought I had concussion. Buckets. Let's roll.